Hey everyone, in this week's video I am going to be filming my Crematogaster colony as well as my Lasius neoniger colonies moving into a new nest. And for those of you who are not first-time viewers to my channel, you may notice that my intro is a lot different this time, and that is because I want to develop the skill to be able to film myself on camera. I want to diversify myself from other YouTubers and just try something new. The last time I did this was over a year ago in my 500 subscribers special video, so basically for the next few videos I'm going to be trying this out. I am rusty at it, so I'm going to be trying to improve every time I do it, and what's important here is that you guys give me your feedback. So in the comment section below or in my Discord server, which I'm going to link below in the description, I want you guys to tell me if you like this style of intro better or the old style of intro better. And with that out of the way, I hope you all enjoy this week's video. If you do, a like rating would always be appreciated. And yeah, I'll see you next time. So, in front of me here, I have two Tar Heel Ants mini hearths. This is what I'm going to be moving my Crematogaster colony in. And for those of you who have seen their previous setup, you might be thinking the outworld is smaller and there is not very much, if any, extra space in this nest than the last one. And I know that, and that is because this is a temporary nest for them. I have something coming in the mail. I'm not going to say exactly what it is, other than that it's a nest, and it is taking way longer than I thought it would to get here. And the reason I am moving them out of this setup is because my other colony, my Lasius neoniger colony, needs a new nest. And I thought that the Ants Australia size 2 acrylic nest was the perfect size nest for this colony, and that this would be a good solution until the new nest gets here. What I am doing here is I am filling up this little water tower, which is basically like a hamster drinking fountain with mesh over it, and I am putting it in their outworld for if they need any extra water or if I go on vacation. If you ever go on vacation, it is important to give them extra water over anything, because ants can survive a decent amount of time without sugars or proteins, but they cannot survive without water. Now, this here is a biformic liquid feeder. Some of you might already know what this is. It is basically a little hamster feeder that is full of this like honey mixture. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but ants love it. And basically, whenever it is empty, you unscrew the little 3D printed bottom section and then you refill the cap like I showed you. Now it is time to move the nest. The sucky thing about moving ants from an old outworld to a new one is that you have to take out the ants individually, or they will just continue to roam in the old outworld even if you don't want them to. So I'm grabbing the extra accessories from the old outworld just to eliminate a few ants from being inside. Now I attach the old nest to the new nest, and slowly I pick off the ants from the old outworld and just put them inside the new one. At this point, I realized that it would just be so much easier if I grabbed a cotton ball and just picked up the ants inside of that and dropped them in instead of using my hands. A few minutes later, all of the ants are out of the old outworld and the colony has discovered the new nest. Most of you probably already knew this, but the most effective way, in my opinion, to move your ant colonies is to keep their old nest in the light and their new nest in darkness. This will make them aggravated and look for a new place to move the colony. The outworlds is that if you are careful, you can take out the old grout area in their outworld and you can clean it this way that I am. Then once it's dry, you can put it back in the outworld and it will be just like new. is the colony a couple days later. It took them a little bit to move, but this is what they look like now. They have habited the left side of the nest, and all of their eggs and main foraging area is on that side. The right side looks empty from this angle, but it does have a lot of ants on the top. For some reason, they have put a bunch of the cotton that I put in the other chamber down there. I'll show you that in a little bit. Here I'm giving the colony some mealworm. With Crematogaster specifically, you need to feed them a lot. I've noticed that since the queen is laying constantly, they always need extra protein and are always foraging for it. So if you keep Crematogaster ants, that is what I've at least noticed. Here is a 30-second time lapse of them eating the mealworm I just dropped in. Here is a more close-up view. You can see here that there are a lot of larvae and eggs pressed up against the glass. I'm not 100% sure of why this is, but I've seen them do this a lot before along with my other colonies. Most likely it's because that's where the warmest part of the nest is. You can see on this side here that there is a lot of cotton on the bottom of the nest. Tell me if you know why this is. That's about it for this Crematogaster colony. So far, they are doing really well in this setup, and if anything changes, I will let you guys know in another video. Here is my Lasius neoniger colony. This colony is doing really well. They have around 200 workers now, and they are in dire need of a new nest. The glass is pretty dirty, and you can see here that when I try to zoom in, it's practically impossible to get a good view of them. Originally, I attached them to this nest, but after like a week of waiting, I just decided to put them in the outworld and take off their glass. This doesn't harm them in any way. It pretty much just changes the temperature and humidity levels inside their nest, and therefore they're going to be in search of a new nest. This nest is what the Crematogaster colony was previously in, and at this rate, this colony will outgrow it in a couple months. Here is the colony about a couple days after I took out the old nest. You can see that the queen, along with the rest of the eggs and the pupa, are all positioned furthest away from the entrance of the nest. One of the best things about moving a colony, especially if it's into one of these types of nests, is that you can actually see what's going on inside. When this colony was in the mini hearth from 10 to 200 workers, I could barely see what was going on. And now I actually have a view of what they're doing, and it is really nice. Now, for this colony's outworld, I went with the most simplistic design I possibly could. The only objects that are in here are the essentials, which are protein, water, and sugars. Now, doing it this way, some people may say it's less aesthetically pleasing, but to me, I like having a variety of both, and especially since this is my first time having a super simplistic outworld, I honestly kind of like it. Well, that is about it for this week's video. Remember to check out my Discord, the link in the description, and also tell me what style of the intro you prefer. Again, thank you everyone for watching this long video, and I will see all of you next Sunday. Peace.